Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and today is the finale of Glitter and Glam Week. As promised, today I'm bringing to you a 2 shadow glam look. Now the star of the show is a product that Sarah Hubler made me buy. Not really, you know the whole deal, how we blame others for our purchases. This is from Touch in Soul, from Sephora. It's the Metallist Sparkling Foiled Pigment. This is very messy, but this is what she looks like. This is the shade Holo Mulberry. Going to do a little teeny swatch. And it's not going to show at all how beautiful it is necessarily, but it's definitely got a purpley mulberry base with a turquoisey silver reflect maybe. This is it right here as well, a little concentrated on the old flange. So that is the star of the show. To set up the magic, we're going to use a palette from my holiday shop, my stash, the ABH Prism palette. One of my favorite types of shades to put in my crease or transition area or just about to set up any type of look is a beautiful dusty rosy mauve-y shade, and in this palette it's this shade right here called Lure. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to blow this out in the transition. We're going to add extra in the crease for a little depth. And then we're going to go in with the magic. I also wanted to mention that even if you're staying in your jammies for Christmas Day or New Year's Eve or whatever, you can definitely get glammy in your jammies, which is why I'm sporting my thermal shirt today. I just wanted to show you that it's totally okay to get glam and stay in your pajamas if that's what you want to do. Also wanted to mention that today I'm stepping completely outside the realm of what is traditionally glam in terms of color and things like that. I think that you can use any color to go glam, and I just really wanted to show you some tricks today and also remind you that glam can be really quick, even if you need to get out the door. So we're going to go into that shade Lure. I've got a big fluffy. My eyes are primed with the Smashbox Photo Finish lid primer in light, and I did not set that. And I'm just going to start blowing this out in the transition. When you guys are seeing this, I am spending time with my hubby. He arrives on Monday, which would have been the first day of Glitter and Glam, and I'm so excited to see him. We saw him, I think it was the week before Halloween, and that's the last time we saw him. So we're really excited. We're celebrating Christmas early at our house. In fact, the day that you're seeing this is our Christmas Eve. We're gonna have Christmas Eve on Friday, and then we're gonna have Christmas Day on Saturday, and then I believe hubby has to leave on Sunday. So we're just applying a very sheer soft wash of this beautiful dusty rosy mauve shade, and just diffusing that in the transition area. I definitely recommend, I think the softer and the fluffier the brush, the better for this type of application. And if you feel more comfortable using a different shade than this, whether that be a brown or whatever, especially if you're not working with this particular single shadow, you're just working with any glitter shadow that you happen to have in your collection already, because we don't need to buy more. We need to use what we have. Yes, I will keep my day job. So yeah, you can definitely use whatever matte shade. Probably looking for more of a mid-tone, some type of shade that you can sheer out in the transition, but also apply a more concentrated amount into the crease to add some depth to the look. Now I'm going to go in with a smaller, this is still a fluffy brush, but it's a little bit more dense, and it's definitely smaller than the previous brush. And these will probably be the only two brushes I use other than on the lower lash line. So with this more dense brush, and there's lots of options for this, e.l.f. makes really nice, like, dense domed brushes. These are $1. So also whatever you have in your collection that you think might work. And we're going to start this on the outer third of the lid and the crease. And the reason you want a more dense brush for this part of the application is because the more bristles you have, the more eyeshadow it's going to hold on to and or pick up. The fluffier the brush, the lighter the application, because the least amount of pigment is going to be picked up on your brush. So I hope you guys have been enjoying 5 days of glitter and glam. Kind of sad that it's over. If I'm being honest, if I had more time, I probably would have done 7 days or something, because I really love doing this. Also, I would say my skin is not, it might look different in the camera. The studio lights are kind of perfecting. I tried this foundation from Guerlain today. It's L'Essentiel, the new foundation. I just don't love it. I applied it to my skin with a sponge first, and I hated how it looked, even sheared out with a sponge. So before it completely dried down, then I went in with my fingertips and really worked it into the skin, because it seemed like it was kind of sitting on top of the skin, and it still does kind of close up to it. So that's a bummer. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad that I don't like it, because it's Guerlain. It's very, very expensive. Alright, so you can see there, we have a nice fade. It's definitely concentrated on the outer part of the lid and the outer part of the transition and crease. And then I've just, you know, blended it in ever so slightly in the crease. I've received and or purchased so many new palettes in November and December, so I'm going to put up in the cards here a poll. If you guys would let me know which palette you would like to see 7 looks with next, I would really appreciate that, because I would like to get started while my kids are on Christmas break and I have a little extra time, because I won't be running to dance lessons and the lot. So I really would appreciate if you guys could vote on that for me, and I will get to all of them eventually. I can't decide where to start, and I'd rather you guys decide, because you're the ones that are going to be consuming the content. Alright, before we go in with the glitter, we're going to go ahead and do the lower lash line. And you guessed it, we're going to use the same color. I'm going to just use this little teeny domed brush here and start this on the very outer corner, wiggle it, and then once I think I have the bulk of the pigment off, I will start working my way in. And I'm keeping this pretty tight to the lower lash line. I love one and two shadow looks. And I do have a video coming up in the new year where I show you some of my favorite one shadow looks and the kind of shadows that I use and how I choose one shadows. So that's it from the Prism palette, unless we need to go back in and deepen anything up, but for now, we's good. I am now going to go into the NYX glitter glue. The other thing that you can do if you don't have a glitter glue, I've seen a fellow YouTuber whose name is MandyLea do this technique, and I thought that is flapping genius. What she does is she'll spritz a little bit of a setting spray, any setting spray, on the back of her hand, pick up the shadow with her finger, and dab into like the edge of the setting spray and apply it that way. And it's almost like using a mixing medium because you're getting the moisture mixed in with the shadow before you put it on your eye without like picking it up on a brush and spraying it and the whole thing. So I just thought that was cool. So if you don't have a glitter glue, you can absolutely do that. Even if you don't have a setting spray, you can use water. Like it's whatever. So I'm starting the glitter glue in the middle of the lid where I want the most amount of grip and the most amount of glitter, and then bringing it all the way forward. I'm going to very carefully pick some of this up on my index phalange. Just wait till you guys see this. And I'm going to really press this into the skin and not making any movements, but pushing and releasing. Because this particular shadow, and quite frankly, a lot of potted glittery shadows like this are like Fallout City. So you can either use this technique with the glitter glue, or I just spit on my mirror, or you can use the technique that I told you about with the setting spray. And you can definitely use a brush. It depends on the formula, but you know, if you're more comfortable using a brush and not your fingers, that's totally fine. This is just how I do, and this is also just what I feel like, holy crap, this formula calls for. Can you see the glory that is this shadow? Oh my gosh! It's so pretty. I've only worn this once before, and it was literally like I was wearing this shirt. I think it was Thanksgiving Day, actually, because I had just received this like the day before or something. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Shock and awe, I'm sure. But anyways, I wore this exact shirt, and then I wore this exact shadow on Thanksgiving Day. And like I died. Like I was immediately like, okay, one of the palettes I was going to use for Glitter and Glam is going to have to go because we're going to use this. And we are. You can see I brought mine up above the crease there. You don't have to do that either. You can do whatever you're comfortable with. This is just a demonstration. Now you take and do what you will. I'm just more or less giving you some tips and tricks, and I hope this is helpful. And if you guys like to do looks like this, what do you like to use? Like, it doesn't have to be a two shadow look, but if you like glittery looks, like what's your favorite little potted glitter? I got to know, because I like to know these things. But I didn't even know these eyeshadows from Touch and Soul existed. Did you? Like, Touch and Soul, the first time I heard about it anyways, was like from BoxyCharm. People were getting primers and things. So this is ColourPop Flexitarian. Ah, there we go. I think I had like one flake of glitter. And pick it up on my brush. I don't know, there you can see. ColourPop Flexitarian. I'm going to tuck this in the old cavern here. Kind of bring it on the lower tear duct area. and a little bit up into the crease. Oh, gorgeous! Even if I didn't like this on my face, which I do, I could use this as an inner corner highlight for the rest of my life and be very happy about that. And I gotta say, I have no flapping idea what color lip we're gonna come up with here. So that's it. That's pretty much the eyes done. Pretty quick if you ask me, especially if I wasn't yapping and yammering the whole time. I'm gonna go ahead, for time's sake, pop off of here, do some mascara, probably skip the liner, maybe a lower inner rim, and come back to either do a lip or tell you what lip I used. So BRB. Ta-da! This is the final look. So I finished off the eyes with a nude liner and the lower inner rim and this Ilia mascara After Midnight. I don't know if that's the shade. I don't know. It's an Ilia mascara. And then the lips, kind of tricky. I wanted to go rosy, but not cool rosy, more like a little warm rosy. I don't know. So I used the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade BFF2, kind of a mid-tone nude. And then the Lippy Sticks in the matte formula in the shade Brink. Looks like this. So I like how it turned out. I love the eyes, and the skin looks pretty good too, even if I don't like the Guerlain foundation. I also wanted to mention, you won't be able to see it very well, which is why I brought the other ones, but you can totally glam up your look with some cute little hair doodads if you want to. I picked these up recently from Claire's, and this is a little, are you a dragonfly or a butterfly? I think it's a butterfly. It's a little butterfly. They're the little flex clips. I just put one back here. But something like this can definitely glam up your outfit, even if you're staying in your jammies like I am today. So that is it, you guys. That is the conclusion of 1 week of Glitter and Glam. I hope you guys really enjoyed all of these looks this week. If you have a favorite, I would love to hear that down in the comments below. I actually think this is my favorite. I feel the most glam in this look. I am the most proud of this look. I am the most intrigued by this look. If I saw this look on someone else, I would have to know what they had on their eyes. So I will have some videos going up next week during Christmas, nothing too crazy. This was sort of my big shebang for December. The rest is going to be sort of the end of the year housekeeping type videos that I actually look forward to filming and watching from others every year. So with all of that said, thank you so much to each and every one of you who chooses to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. But even more, thank you to those of you who choose to watch my videos. I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely gorgeous glitter and glam makeup days, even if you're in your jammies, and I will see you in my next video real soon.